Here we go. Alright, this is Dragon Warrior 1 for Game Boy Color. I'm Star Violence, and I'll be helping commentate for Evil Ash 25.
Hello, everybody.
How we all doing?
Do a double check on the volume levels, make sure we're both good.
Yeah, let's make sure everything's okay. Give me a little bit of a... Give me some tunes from your end, Ash.
Some tunes.
Yeah, you know, like name entry screen or something.
Alright. Here we go.
Yeah. That's nice. I like this. So Ash here is actually entering a very specific name that promotes a particular growth type in his hero. It's going to promote HP growth and strength heavily because none of the other stats really matter. You just need a lot of HP and you need a lot of strength. The rest of it is good enough. And with that, I will start the timer when you're ready.
Alright. It's getting comfortable here.
Okay.
Alright, if everything sounds good, I'm ready to go.
Yep, I think we're all good.
Alright, I'll give you a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so welcome to Dragon Warrior 1 for the Game Boy Color. This version is based off of the Super Famicom version that you'll see later in this marathon, our finale, our big race. This was released, I think in like 2000, and you can see here they added this little nice intro to the original that you don't get in any other version, or maybe the mobile version.
I don't even think the mobile version. I think the mobile version just dumps you off right in the throne room as usual.
Okay. So as you see here, this is a lot of text mashing. And do the standard, collect all the chests, collect some items, get some weapons, and start grinding.
We're gonna pick up a bonus medical herb on the way out of the castle. And then head straight to Rototom Town, Brecconary, I want to say. Is it still Brecconary in this version?
I believe... Actually, I'm not quite sure.
Huh.
They might call it, like, Tantagel Town or something.
Oh, maybe. At any rate, we come here to the town, and it's time to buy a stick. More precisely, a club to go beat up slimes with. And a Wing of the Wyvern from the inn. Oh, there's no old guy sleeping there. That's unfortunate. He's actually upstairs. So he's gonna buy a few things here. He's gonna buy a dragon scale because it's good for defense. It's worth 5 defense. And he buys 2 torches to go with the one that he bought, as well as 2 more herbs to go with the one that he picked up. The herbs are obviously for healing, and the torches are for something a bit more interesting that you'll see when he gets closer to Call up in the northeast. And now it's time to fight monsters.
So one thing I'll mention in this version, obviously I'm not using a turbo controller like is standard in the Super Famicom version. So mashing in this is very difficult, I would say. You can hit the A button to advance text quickly, and then also to make it display on the screen quickly, plus to advance to the next text box. But that being the case, it's very easy to keep mashing A quickly and do things twice, search the ground many times, You'll probably see me do that quite a few times in this.
Well, you never know what you're gonna find on the ground. There might be cookies or something.
Yeah, we're just doing a little extra searching. You never know. Alright, we got level 2.
If you're talking about the Super Famicom version, Samarg, we run the Japanese game by the Japanese rules. That's pretty much all there is to it. Turbo is not a naughty word.
Yeah, it actually, Turbo completely changes the way you play the game as far as menuing and all that. Because there's times you want to hold the Turbo button, there's times you don't want to. It's kind of a different skill set to play the game.
I very clearly remember a time I was doing a DQ2 run and managed to turbo myself straight into dying to mandrills because I didn't want to run, I wanted to actually fight them. But running got me killed.
Alright, so we're going to make our way to Cole here. I want to fight one enemy, and you're going to see a new feature that they added in this game. Maybe.
Oh. No! I need a good fight. Come on out, Scorpion.
So I need a... Oh, this is what we got.
Well, it'll do.
So this is not the best fight here, but we'll make it work.
So as you can see, Ash is throwing torches at the magician to actually do damage to it, as opposed to attacking. The torch, when thrown in Super Famicom versions and up, so this one also, because this one was based on Super Famicom, does 4 to 6 damage. So we'll take on a high-power enemy like a Magidraki or a torch, or a magician or a scorpion, something, to get a lot of experience early with those torches.
So since I'm at full health already, I'm going to attempt to kill something else. It's most likely not to happen, but I'm going to be death warping here anyway. And I got a bonus Majaki, so that is nice.
Oh, nice. So in most cases, we would be low enough HP by call to actually death warp out by walking around on the swamps. And we're gonna do that so that we can save and re-roll the strength seed that he just took out of the sauna, along with the clothes that he also took from a drawer.
Alright, death warp complete. So now this is one of the RNG parts. I need to roll a 2 or a 3 on this strength seed. And we got a 3. Very nice.
Excellent. Alright, so given all that, it's time to go out and hunt some more monsters. Before we prepare for the next section of the game. What he's going to do is he's going to want to be level 4 so that he gets the fireball spell.
I don't think I've ever hit level 4 right here before, ever.
I haven't seen too many people get double Magidrakis before coming here before.
Yeah.
So since he's got level 4 and he's got a bit of MP refill from the death warp that he did earlier, he's going to be able to hunt a couple more of the dangerous monsters in the south first, before we get ready for going to the Rocky Mountain Cave south of Garenham. So he's going to take Fireball and nuke some scorpions, hopefully. There's one, the other one's a magician, it looks like.
Yep. So I just want to make sure I got enough gold here. Okay, I need one more fight. Since I took the Death Warp after killing the Madraki, I lost a bit of extra gold that I have at this point. But I should be fine after this battle.
Alright, so Ash is going to do a few things in Garanham here to prepare for the next leg of the journey. That mostly involves going to the inn to heal, and going to the item shop, because he needs to stock up on two important things. A bunch of herbs to get through the cave, and an entire full inventory of torches. So we're just going to fill the whole box up with torches. And the reason for that is going to become apparent very soon.
Getting all kinds of encounters this time.
Yeah, wow. Fireball makes a really good sound in this game. Like a car engine revving.
Alright, I'll let you talk through this. I'm going to be paying a little bit more attention to the cave here.
Indeed. So, like I said earlier, we filled Ash's inventory with torches completely. And we need it to stay that way. We don't want any spaces in Ash's inventory. And that's because at the bottom of this cave, there is a chest. And in that chest is one of two things. A torch,
Nice question.
or a death necklace. We have a 1 in 16 chance of pulling the death necklace out of this chest. And we don't want to just bank on that. We really need that death necklace because we're going to sell it for a bunch of gold so that we can buy a nice steel sword. So that being said, how do we force the death necklace? Well, if you open a chest with a full inventory, it asks you if you want to throw something away to trade. And every time you open this particular chest with a full inventory, it's going to reset the contents based on chance. So we want to keep opening this chest over and over again with a full inventory. However, if we use a torch, we're not going to have a full inventory by the time we get there. So the trick to having a full inventory is walking through the cave blind. So we pretty much just have to memorize the route through this cave to actually get down there. And, well, it's not too bad after a few dozen times with a map.
Yeah, in this version of it, compared to the Super Famicom, you actually can't see your way nearly as well.
Yeah.
Or at all.
that really, really tight square. To compare,
So I'm actually
Super Famicom has like a
be-
small circle around your, kind of an aura around you where you can actually see the edges of walls and things. Looks like you made it to the second floor.
So I'm actually counting out these steps here. Alright, here we go. The fun part.
Oh. Alright, let's see how many. What's this? The torch? 2 torches. 3 torches. 4 torches. 6. So yeah, we're just gonna grind this torch chest, 7, until we get what we want out of it. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. Anybody want to make guesses at the ultimate number that this is going to take? 16. 17. 18, I think. 19. 20. The drop rate is 1 in 16. 21. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26. 27. 28.
This is a marathon luck right here.
29. 30. Complain when you get above 60. 31. 32. 33. 34. 35. 36. 37. 38. Yo, nice. 39. 40. 41.
This is a personal record for me already.
Nice. 42. 43. 44. 45. 46, I think. 47. 48. 49. Oh! Oh! Oh!
We got it. So what was the final number?
I believe it was 49. I might have, like, whiffed on counting properly a couple of times. It was well above 40.
Alright, that was scary.
So now that we've actually got the choker there, we're allowed to see. And of course, we're not going to be here for that much longer anyway, so... So we just picked up an iron chest, an iron shield rather, out of the next chest, and that is really important. That's basically that's the shield we're going to use for the rest of the game. The silver shield just costs way too much for way too little of a benefit, and the iron shield is the second best shield. And now, after skipping the fighter's ring, because it's still useless, Ash is going to grab the Mystic Nut for a nice MP boost. And then the second Strength Seed. And that one he's going to save until he Death Warps out of this cave, so that he can roll it up to make sure we get a good total number. He's going to want a total of 5 or 6 on his Strength Seeds to stabilize a lot of the game later on. Getting to Remolder, and fighting monsters that way, during the Dragon Loop, during... well, not during Mosquito Grind. It's going to stabilize a lot of stuff that couple of extra points. The Golem as well. It makes all the difference on your damage range. And Ash's strength rose by 1, so he's hitting reset. Alright, it looks like he's good. Got a total of 5. So now it's time to head to Rimmelsdar.
Yeah, so this enemy zone here, you might think, why aren't I running away from these battles because they're such low level? I cannot successfully run away the first try because I'm still too low of a level. And the way that the game calculates that is based on your level, I think, minus the zone that you're in. And I think if that number is 7 or greater, then you can run away first try. Alright, we're doing great on levels, which is just fine for a marathon.
Oh yeah, level 6 before you even hit the cave, huh? So we are heading down to Rimmelsdar to do shopping, basically. We're going to take that choker and trade it for a bunch of gold so we can buy a steel sword, because this is pretty much the only place we can buy it, as I recall. Not to mention we need to buy magic keys, so it's the only place we can buy those, too. And on the way, Ash is just going to nuke as many monsters in his path as he can.
Alright, we made it.
Nice.
So this game also uses what's called a threat counter for every step that you take in this. The threat counter rises, and it raises the chance that you will get a enemy encounter. And for this version, it also rises when you're in town. So I'm actually going to use that right here, because I'm going to leave town again and purposely get an encounter quicker than I normally would here, hopefully.
Yeah, there are a lot of
So now
things.
it's fully stocked.
There are a lot of things about this
Fully stocked
version
on
that
keys.
make it that much faster than NES. All the monsters are have their experience and gold payouts increased quite a bit. Sometimes double, sometimes over that. There are also specific cases like the Dragon Loop, and the Golem as well is something that we kind of do a rush on earlier than we're supposed to be able to, because he's worth 2,500 experience instead of 6. So we get a nice big jump in levels there. Beyond that, many endgame enemies are just easier, and your hero is actually just plain stronger in general than he was on the NES version. For instance, things like the Fireball spell does a much higher amount of damage than it did on NES. I'm not sure what the range was on NES, but it's like 12 to 20 on this version, while I think it may have topped out at 12 on NES. If even
yeah, it was 6 to 12. 6 to 12 on the NES version.
Funny enough, the 6 to 12 actually still sticks for enemies. Enemies casting Fireball still do 6 to 12 to you, but you get to do 16 to 20. Or 12 to 20, I should say. Alright, so the usual Dragon Quest
my
fare.
favorite part of the run here, raiding the treasury.
Oh, just steal everything from home, no problem. Nobody minds. That guy doesn't like his job anyway. And we get a few nice things there, like a spare magic key, an agility seed, an MP seed. Those MP seeds that we get, there's 3 of them in total, are really important to being able to actually pull off this run, because in total you're going to get at least a good 9 extra MP, if not more. And that extra heal more makes all the difference at the end game.
So we're finally going to get some story. First we got to raid this old man's dresser over here.
Aw, yeah. Steal the old man's life nuts.
Tells us of this quest, and we don't want to talk to him anymore because we found it pretty boring, so we're just going to wing out. We know where we're going.
So here's something I've actually kind of wondered myself. Is it faster, really, to wing away from the old man's conversation, or to have that wing to leave the castle later? Like, does evading that old man's conversation, is that actually longer than walking out of the castle once?
So I actually buy 3 wings.
Oh, I see.
In this version, that old man, when you talk to him, and then you have to wait for him to completely walk off screen, which is like really laggy and slow.
Oh, you do? Okay. Alright, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it makes it definitely worth it to get an extra wing, just for that.
Yeah, no, I see. I didn't actually know that about that. On SFC, as soon as he starts walking away, you can just be like, yeah, fine, you're fine, whatever, bye. So now it's time to go into Garenham's tomb to get the silver harp. So first, we're gonna go to the inn, heal up, then we're gonna grab some chainmail, equip our hero, and just generally go dungeon diving. Ash grabbing himself a torch, since he didn't have any more after Mulder, I assume?
Yeah, I purposely leave that open for the extra space in the menu.
Okay. Oh, right, because the
so
the third wing. Okay, I understand now.
Yeah, I get the 3rd wing, and that also leaves me 2 open slots in the menu, so I can use like 2 seeds at the same time. It prevents me to having to enter the menu 2 extra times.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a bit more menu optimizing in this version because it's a completely different screen. You stay in it when you use an item.
Right,
for most items, except for the torch and using the spell Radiant. So these 2 chests over here are actually optional in the run, but I'm just going to get them for safety. They don't take much time to pick up.
We've got an all-important life acorn, and we've got some extra gold just in case we get whomped on the way to Cantlin. And that tends to happen. And a magic key just in case we get whomped in here.
Heal? That's so rude.
Oh, I hate it when they heal.
Alright, so this is an example of like the optimization, because I'm going to use the acorn and heal in the same menu there. Alright, very nice. We already got level 7.
Nice. Having level 7 before we proceed to B3 is pretty important in this place. It gives you the sleep spell, which lets you take on much stronger enemies than you normally would be able to. Things like the Wolf Lords, Drawl Magi, such as this one. You can come down here earlier, but it's not totally recommended. If you really know what you're doing, you can handle it. But it's still a lot more dangerous. Oh, Metal Lord. Eider Lord. These things are Hellspawn,
he's healing.
and I hate them. Because they have this, like, 50% chance to heal, and that includes on turn 1 even, just because... You just run into them and they're like, ah, heal!
Well, they can spawn with less than max HP, right? So I guess it actually helps them.
Oh, no, you're right. I actually forgot about that. Enemies in Dragon Quest 1 will spawn with anywhere from 75% to 100% of their potential maximum HP. Their actual maximum HP is always that 100%, but they might not have all of it when they spawn. However, if they heal first turn, like the Eider Lord there, or say Star Chimeras later have heal more will always heal them enough to hit their 75 max. Alright, so Ash picks himself up a silver harp, and he's playing it to the dulcet tones to lure some enemies in so that he can level up a bit before the next section. He will be trying to Death Warp once he's satisfied with his experience level. And you'll notice that as compared to the NES version, the harp actually gives you enemies from the area as opposed to, like, a Draki or a Slime or something that doesn't matter. The only penalty for dying is losing half of your gold, and we're prepared to take it. Gold is completely negligible after this point in the game that's coming up right now.
So time for the Golden Walk.
The ever-popular Golem Walk. So, Ash is very, very close to level 8, and that's where he's going to want to be for his very fun walk to Cantlin. Or I believe Mercado in this version. I think they actually kept that version of the name.
I believe that's right. It's Mercado.
See, grinding fair in this game still kind of takes a while, and we don't really want to take a while because we're trying to go fast. It just so happens that the golem that's guarding Mercado down in the southeast is worth quite a bit more experience than originally intended. It was worth 6 on NES, and now it's worth 2,500. So, what we're gonna do is basically take a really nice, super dangerous trip through very high-level areas in order to get to this honeypot of experience. Because getting there is actually the difficult part. Once you get there, you just play the fairy flute forever, and Gollum stays asleep. And you get to beat him up while he's asleep, and that's it. Free experience. However, before that, you've got to deal with Star Chimera, and Knights, and Shadow Knights, and all this other nonsense. So all those HP seeds we got, plus our focus on HP growth, helps us get there alive, along with our cache of healing items and our MP. And we are gonna see how many times it takes him. I say first try. Now, there are things we can do to actually make this trip a little easier. For instance, believe it or not, many of the enemies are extremely susceptible to sleep on this walk. Stuff like Chimera enemies are all 85% likely to be put to sleep by sleep. As well are the Knight enemies, the Blue Knights. The things like the Shadow Knight, however, are not so kind. And all we can do is run from them. As well, running into werewolves. They're 100% to go to sleep. Every single wolf enemy actually is 100% to go to sleep. So we'll cast sleep on them regardless of where we're at, and we'll take the hit. So you can see Ash casting sleep on the Star Chimera because 85% is better than 50%. That was a close one with that Star Chimera too.
Yeah. I'm down to 1 sleep left.
Ooh. We're almost there. But almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Nice! And the Blue Knight with the miss.
Alright, we made it.
Excellent. Yep, first try, what did I tell you? So now that he's here, it's free. The Golem is guaranteed to stay asleep the turn after you play the flute. And you can play the flute while he's asleep to reset that. Therefore, the Golem can never actually wake up. Unless you don't play the flute. So he's gonna use his herbs, because A, he's gotta use his herbs anyway to get some padding, and to just get them out of his inventory. He's not gonna need them. And to get some buffer,
I hope you like this music.
Yeah, we're gonna be hearing the Pixie Flute quite a bit. Yep, that is one of the things that that makes this run possible to do, is those HP seeds. Those HP seeds take our max HP over the point at which we would be one-shot by the Golem. Even if you roll all minimums, you will be above his maximum damage roll. Again, asserting that once you get to him, he's completely free. What level should you be here normally? I'd say at least around 15, since that's when we come back here later and actually kill things. They probably intended for you to be higher, but... The next time we'll be in this area... The next time we'll be in this area in earnest, Ash is going to be level 17, actually. One of the differences from the SFC run.
There we go.
Woo! Got him.
Let the levels pour in.
And we shoot straight to level 11.
I'll let you talk about this section. I gotta concentrate on that.
Yeah, go for it. Alright, so Ash is going to, you know, run several errands in Mercado here. First he's going to the vault, which was added in the Super Famicom version as well. And he's dropping off virtually everything he's got. I'm not actually sure why you're storing keys. I guess for later, just in case. But anyway, he's gonna put away all of his non-essential items, all those key items he picked up. And he's put away the Dragon Scale to make room for buying a whole bunch of holy water here. But first he's going to the inn. He's gonna heal up. He's gonna grab a defense seat out of this chest, because bonus defense is always good. He's gonna restock up on his keys. So after restocking his keys, he's going to buy a Chimera Wing so that he can get out of here. And then head down to the Holy Water shop, picking up an MP seed along the way. So he's going to pick that up, he's going to use it, and then he's going to buy as much holy water as he can carry. And that's going to keep all the piddly little enemies at bay while he goes about gaining experience the nice, fast way that he's going to be doing very soon. I thought that guard took longer than that from you, Lavitz. Was it only 30 seconds? So he's going to use a holy water here. And the effects of it are going to stick after he wings away. Now it's back to Rototom. And now we're going to save a princess. So since his level is so high, and he's got holy water on, he's going to be able to just walk straight to the marsh cave without any issues. No slimes to bother him, no ghosts, no nothing. Are you ready, guys? Are you ready to save a princess? I know I am. Oh, look at the cute puppy. So, this dragon is worth 950 experience. Wouldn't it be great if he could fight it more than once? I think it'd be great. And that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to fight it as many times as necessary to get to level 17 from here. To do that, you pretty much have to kill the dragon, and then get killed somehow before you actually bring the princess back to Rototom Castle. So what Ash is doing is fighting the dragon in a way that he's going to try and optimize how low his HP is when he actually defeats the dragon. Because then he's going to ignore the princess completely, cast outside, and go faff around in the swamp until he falls over dead. When he wakes up, the dragon has been replaced, because somebody has to guard the princess. So we haven't actually, like, tried out anything like a Mercado grind, Lavitz, in this version. so not completely sure, like, whether all dragons is faster. It has the potential to be, though, because as compared to Super Famicom, you'll notice that you don't actually have to talk to the princess and take her with you. In Super Famicom, you actually need to talk to the princess and go roll around in the mud with her, in order to actually, you know, get your dragon reset. In this version, you don't have to actually talk to her, which spares you, like, a good 10 or 15 seconds of dialogue. It might be longer than that, I'm not sure. So the dragon loop, at its base, is already faster. Ash is playing on a Game Boy player on GameCube. It is not actually Super Game Boy. Super Game Boy would have all the, the kind of bells and whistles that come with a Super Game Boy enhanced game, and that would slow things down tremendously. And here comes Dragon number 2. Second verse, same as the first.
That was unfortunate.
Oh no! Sad Kaishin. So one of the nice DQ1 memes that we get to put up with is while we're trying to optimize our HP being low for beating a dragon, we will haul off and critical the dragon before we're ready to actually kill it. So instead of getting to walk around for, 20-ish steps, we get to walk around for like 40. And it's just... it's very disappointing.
Not as disappointed as the king is through this section of the game.
Oh, the king is ever so disappointed with you. He keeps having to send out all these guys to drag your useless carcass back.
So if any of you out there were worried that there were no dragons in Dragon Quest, this is the game for you.
That's right. Between this game and if you were here for Dragon Quest II last night, you will see that there may not be dragons left in Dragon Quest anymore. But that's because they all went extinct between Dragon Quest I and II. See, during this game, the hero attempts to commit Draco genocide, and then Hargon, being the preservationalist that he is, tries to create a nice safe haven for the dragons in his castle. But then our descendants, being Middenhall, being descended from a great dragon hunter like this hero, barges straight into Hargon's castle and just keeps hunting more dragons. And that's when they go extinct. So long. And Ash again is extinct. After dragon number 3. So how many dragons are we going to be killing on this loop?
15.
15. So we are 20% of the way done with the dragon loop. Since he's
plus one bonus one at the end.
Oh, that's right. So since he's past Dragon 3, he's out of holy water and he's gonna have to restock.
Works out very nicely because you learn return right before this point where you need the extra.
That's right. And then you just leave straight through this nun ceiling. It's not a problem. I don't know, should you count CODs if they're intended?
I believe we were counting them, so...
Oh, okay.
Better start working on that one. We already had 2 plus the dragons.
So that's another total of 5. The dragon grind doesn't work on NES, because yes, it does not respawn, and also because that even if it did, that dragon is worth 145 experience, not even. It's 100 and something experience, and not like 950 like it is on this version. And so here we are on dragon number 4. 35 HP. I say we start taking bets on the over-under on your HP when we're done with dragons.
Well, thankfully this one doesn't matter.
Oh, that's true. After dragon number 4, it's time to restock on keys. So you have to go back to the castle anyway. And well, since someone was kind enough to build a room in the castle that does nothing but kill you, we don't have to walk around in the swamp. We just fill our inventory with keys and then head straight down and play in the glass. Somebody's redoing the linoleum on the floor, and apparently the stuff they're sticking down the tiles with.
Really, really bad.
Well, you know, they don't want you walking around on those things.
Yeah, that's one other thing about this version, is that it lags a whole lot. In the menus, in town when you're just walking around with all the sprites, they actually, that's why they moved a lot of the sprites to, like, under stairs, because the game, or the Game Boy Color couldn't handle it.
Oh, that makes sense. Yep, you just wake up in the throne room and the king's like, "Who told you to play on my electric fence? You are awful and terrible. Now go and try again." You know, King thinks he's such a hot shot. He can revive me whenever he wants. Maybe he can go kill the Dragon Lord. I imagine that NPC has some kind of important information for you, since they really liked to stick... Like, the formula for, you know, guarding important information was lay down a whole bunch of, like, electric tile floor, and then put a guy behind it that tells you something important. Like, if I'm not mistaken, the person that actually tells you where Roto's token should be is in Mercado behind countless damage tiles. Alright, how much HP left? I'm going with 23.
I killed him one hit too early.
No, 35. You made me look like a fool. I believed in you.
So that's actually the most difficult dragon to kill efficiently. Number 5.
He is the riskiest one. Oh, he casts Radiant because it's just easier to walk through the cave with light.
Yeah, I'm already in the menu anyway, and instead of like counting steps or bumping up against walls, in the end it's kind of a wash.
It's not worth trying to eke out that, you know, max EV walk through in the dark to save like a split second kind of thing. On SFC, it's actually just a bit more important to cast Radiant, unless you're some kind of super god, because of the half-stepping technique, where you can clip around the corners of impassable tiles. Whenever you do that, it actually does not increase the threat counter for that half-step. So that helps to prevent encounters in this cave while you're walking to get to what you actually want to kill. We are grinding the dragon fight countdown. Currently on dragon number 6, and I'm going with 23 again. I still believe in you. 27. 27's good. $27 is typically the amount of holy water steps you will have remaining after you've actually killed a dragon and gotten to this cave. So I can actually explain here how the holy water works. It actually affects your encounters. You won't get any encounters that are under a particular level threshold for 64 steps exactly. So optimizing your HP to be within the amount of holy water steps you have remaining when you kill the dragon keeps you from having to deal with encounters upon actually killing one.
And we're also one repellent short in this, so we have to try to stretch it out as much as possible for the second set. But with this dragon here, we will be level 15, and we will learn the all-important speedrun spell, Repel.
Hey Nacho, it's actually up in the air whether or not a full dragon loop to 17 is faster in this version than it is to grinding around Mercado. The dragons actually go down faster in general thanks to the princess. You don't have to actually talk to the princess. And because of the way Roto's armor works in this game, it may be less desirable to actually go walking around in the countryside hunting because you can't rely on your natural HP as gain as much. And Ash went down with 10 HP that time. Very nice.
Yeah, the dragons get easier as you get more stable in how much damage you do, as well as...
You've hit level 14, right? Or you hit level 15, okay.
We're 15 now, so the dragons at this point become a lot easier in that the biggest thing is you will always go first at this point on. So you can count the hits out and determine exactly how much within a range of HP you have left. Even though that's the case, there is always a chance of high or low damage rolls that can cause you to have one more or one less hit on the dragon. So there's still always a little bit of risk. I'm going to play this generally safer just because it's a marathon.
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing how much different just not having to talk to the princess is in this version. Here, as I believe your golem death was over 40. I want to say it was over 40 minutes. No, it was about 38. 38 to 39. So you had a getting to 15, I think you had like around a 20-minute or sub 20-minute dragon loop getting to 15, which would be fantastic by SFC terms. But you're also cutting probably somewhere between a good minute or two on talking to princesses in this version also.
Yeah, and it's exactly that kind of feeds into doing all these extra dragons. That plus the fact that in this version it's called Lodo's armor. Does not heal you as much as the Super Famicom version.
Yeah, Lodo's that bootleg hero. He's not quite up to Roto snuff.
He's the fraud.
I'm not actually sure, Lavitz. There's another row of mountains above Tantagel there. There could be. It could just be the way the map is laid out, too. I did notice that it looked like he was going further north, but it might just be the view. I sort of doubt it just because there'd be no real reason to change that. It would change, like, quite a bit. I think right now Repel is ending earlier because he's not really on like a strict rotation right now. It's just kind of bobbing around. I'm not really sure where the
It's actually in the same spot. I took an extra step that last round.
Oh, well, okay.
And I'm actually not sure if you start in the same spot next to the castle when you hit return.
I see.
Slightly different.
Yeah, I don't think you start below the castle on SFC. I think you end up, like, on it. Generally. I also might be completely wrong. It doesn't matter.
So those two spots are the normal spots that I'd cast Repel.
I mean, mind you, normally it would be on the half step that it would end also.
Alright. I was not paying attention.
Oh, you
Forgot one important
gotta get
piece
your
that
stuff,
time.
huh?
Now I gotta get keys. So that's one thing about doing extra dragons, is you have to schedule in getting keys a second time here. And that's also why I stored extra keys earlier. I actually need at least 2 stored to pick up. I stored a couple extra just in case. Actually, I can just walk out. Not a big deal. Alright, so this will be our 9th dragon here. Or no, it'll be our 10th actually.
66% of the way there. Oops. All of these dragons.
And then it'll be story time.
Story time?
Back to our disappointed king.
No! And so for the
Someday we
15th
might-
time I revived you, you useless boy.
Yeah, someday we might live up to his high expectations.
We will never please Dad. His expectations are of a hero boy who doesn't drink poison water. Sadly, we just cannot live up to those expectations. We need it. That's just what addiction is. Yes, exactly. Delicious Ocean Spray brand poison swamp water. Now in chunky style. Oh, that's gross. And so is the amount of dragons we're killing. I'd love to be the Dragon Lord right now and be like, who keeps killing this dragon? He just has to, like, he just drops another one in through the ceiling, like, whatever. Maybe he thinks it's just leaving. You know, they go to lunch and they never come back.
Somebody has to guard the princess.
Princess doesn't know anything. She doesn't want anything to do with leaving. Her room in the cave is way better than it is at the castle. Like, she's got an actual bed and a nice carpet and everything in the cave. You know, take her back to the castle and it's like, she's got a throne, yeah, but like, that's it.
One thing I do really like about this version is the music. It has like the extended music like the Super Famicom, but it's still like the 8-bit sounds of the original.
It's got that nice twang to it.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, look in there. Just look at that carpet. He's got her set up.
Hello, Pop.
This is like Superman the Ride, but with dragons.
Alright, this is number 13 we're headed towards, and we got 2 more after that.
80%? Wow, that's a bold statement there, Countdown. This is better than Superman 64. I mean, I'm pretty sure falling out my window is better than Superman 64.
A good stick in the eye is better than Superman 64.
Just a nice solid stick right in the eye. Gotta make sure you sharpen it good first, though, you know? You want it to go in clean.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Of course.
If it's blunt, then it's more like Superman 64, really. Pop is horrified at the thought of a 15 dragon loop.
So I rolled high on that last one. Unfortunately killed him earlier than I wanted. Alright, so now I'm going to take a little detour here to pick up the items that I dropped off in the vault earlier. So this is one of the most impossible menus to do here. The dragon scale. All these keys. Not the pixie flute. Alright, so like I said, 2 more of these guys, and then we will move on. Next up is going to be picking up the Rain Staff, and then headed down to pick up Loto's armor in this version. Isn't it great just having like 5 different versions of the translation?
Oh my god. I can't take the Druid Lords, dude.
Oh, because it's like a different enemy in the previous game.
Mm-hmm.
It just confuses everything. Alright, this is it, guys. The last dragon, Loot Dragon. We are going to kill one more a little bit later. But that is on the way to Charlotte Castle. So thankfully for this one, I don't have to worry about finishing hit points. Because I'm not going to Death Warp immediately. Outside. Alright, so we hit level 17 there, which nets us Heal More. Heal More at this point is really nice to have. Because it makes the upcoming, well, he's called a Mad Knight in this version, but the Axe Knight fight to get the armor.
The Mad Knight!
Pretty much free.
Would I love to have Heal More for that guy. So, yeah, after grabbing the Staff of Rain.
Yeah, he's going to give us a whole big story about he's looking for the Silver Harp, but it just so happens we already have it. So we get this chest of the Staff of Rain. So now we're going to make our way down to Hoskness. Actually, I think it's not called that in this version. What is the Japanese name?
Domodora.
I believe it's actually closer to that.
So now Ash is going to go make a mockery of a fight that I'm never really happy to go do on the Super Famicom version. So we can go get Roto's armor. Normally, what we would do on SFC is walk right on up to this Mad Knight and hold X and hope that it dies. Generally, it does. As long as you don't get sleep locked or something. Your initiative is better. So basically, you're hoping for a straight, like, blow-for-blow fight where you win by initiative on the last round. But that doesn't stop it from being completely random, basically. Like, if he casts sleep and misses, it's nice. If he casts sleep and doesn't miss, then it can be pretty bad. You can make up for it. At any rate, none of that's going to happen to Ash because he's level 17 instead of level 15. So he's going to stop spell him and cast heal more if he needs to heal. And he's always going to go first. And everything's going to be hunky-dory. Mind you, in either version, we wouldn't normally cast Stop Spell on him, because they fixed his AI. It seems that the Axe Knight actually understands that you cannot Stop Spell his axe. So when you Stop Spell him, he doesn't just keep trying to cast Sleep into a void. He goes, hey, Stop Spell this, and plants his axe straight between your eyes. So, at that point, you can't race him because you spent a turn casting Stop Spell, and you've already taken damage, so you'll die. At level 17, that's not a problem.
I love the name of the scorpion enemies in this version.
Oh, what are they?
You get Rage Scorpio and Metal Scorpio.
Rage Scorpio. I'm really happy with Rage Scorpio.
Maybe it's supposed to be Rogue, like the original, but it's all abbreviated, so who knows?
It doesn't matter, it's Rage Scorpio now. Congratulations.
Alright, there we go. Alright, so we're going to make our way over here, pick up the token, and then immediately Death Warp. Because we already have much of the XP that we're going to need to already enter the castle. Because we're going to want to get level 18 by the time we get to the Dragon Lord. Just have to check twice, just in case. Alright, so I'm going to actually unequip the armor. Because I want to do the Death Warp. But at the same time, I'm going to try to fight enemies as I die, so just to get a little extra XP.
So many angry monsters out there these days. You got your Mad Scorps and your Rage Scorps and your Mad Knights and your Rave Knights and your Evil Skull and your Mad Eider, whatever.
Alright, so I'm going to leave this up to you guys. Normally the run does not save the princess. I'm going to kill the dragon one more time here. And, should I save the princess or just leave her?
I say you save her.
Save the frames or save the princess? Oh man, I should have thought of this earlier so we could start a poll or something.
Oh, yeah.
I know I'm seeing a lot of saves out there. Alright, that's also my reminder to re-equip the armor. Alright, well, I'm gonna save her.
Okay.
It's something a bit different that you don't get to do normally, so we'll do it for this marathon run. And she will be so happy, and we will get so much more lag in the game.
Whee!
There she is. Blush.
Do 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 do.
Alright, so now that we have the princess, we're not going to take her back to the castle. We're taking her to meet the Dragon Lord. Alright, so we gotta make one more story stop here and pick up the old rainbow drop. So I still cannot repel enemies in the zone, as you just saw. So it's just faster to fight them and get the experience at this point. Because I need the experience anyway. Here's the story. There's the rainbow drop. Fortunately, we don't have much time for stories because this is a speedrun, so we are out of here. Alright, so we're gonna make a stop here in Remildar to get ready for the castle. Cast Repel one last time to maximize the number of steps. Pick up some items here. I swear though, the game is more laggy when you're carrying the princess.
Oh, I believe it.
Buy a torch and fill up on herbs. Alright, and then we are going to stay at the inn with the princess. When you do this, actually, you get an extra dialogue box in the morning. I'll show you guys this. Good morning. You were up late. Take care. Alright, so this is it. For the Charlotte Castle, the goal is to get the sword and get to the Dragon Lord. And on the way, we're going to be killing as many enemies as we can, without risking too much death. And we want to get level 18 right before we fight the Dragon Lord is the goal. There's that heal more.
Oh, heal more. Yep, only level 18. So, level 19's stat gains are actually just completely not worth the time it takes to get them. They do not have a significant impact on your ability to win at all. My favorite monster is Killer Machine, the attack bots from Dragon Warrior 2. Definitely. As often as they kill me and kill me and kill me and kill me, I still love them.
As much as your jerk birds?
I never liked jerkbirds.
Nice Kaishin. Alright, so primarily we're going to be relying on the healing of the armor throughout here. We do have some herbs. Oops. That we will use if we're getting a little low. Oh man, I can just feel the lag in this section of the dungeon.
It's like walking through mud. How about that?
You don't say.
I do say.
So they did change the layout of this castle a little bit compared to the original version. You'll see that again in the Super Famicom. But just the first few floors. It looks very similar, but it's just a slightly different path you're taking. So one thing I don't want to see in here are Mad Knights. They can put me to sleep and basically sleep lock me. I do want to see blue dragons. They have a fire breath attack that barely does damage with the armor that I get a damage reduction from.
Major differences between this run and Super Famicom are mostly that we're not completely sure about whether dragon looping all the way to 17 is actually faster than just going to 15. You don't actually have to talk to Princess Laura to initiate a new dragon. You just have to go outside and die in the swamp, which saves like 15 seconds or something every dragon. As well, a bit of a negative, the Roto's armor only heals you at half the rate that it did on Super Famicom, making parts like a potential Mercado grind, or this dungeon in particular, more dangerous. There's not exactly heavy bug abuse in a Super Famicom run, though. We use some light manipulation to be able to hit metal slimes. That's also a difference. You can't actually do that in this version. You can't guarantee that they'll stick around, but you can always hit them. And there is the half-step technique that lets you slightly decrease your encounter rate as long as you have things to actually... impassable tiles to actually clip around. Because of the way that the half tiles work, that's also what makes Roto's armor heal you at double the rate.
Nice, Kaishin. Oh wow, we hit level 18 already.
In either event, there is no major glitch abuse in any SFC run of DQ1 or 2, basically. That's run with any regularity. Not actually sure about how the encounter rate compares. We think the encounter rate might actually be lower in this version, due to walking full tiles instead.
I believe so, yeah. The golem walk in particular seems easier in this version.
Yeah, no one does DQ2 credits for it. It's a meme. There is a way that you can actually duplicate, like, an item. I remember in Ekiden, someone duplicated an HP seed, and you can duplicate things like Leaf of the World Tree, but that's explicitly banned.
Alright, Star, why don't you go ahead and start explaining this?
Yes, that's true. Alright, so Ash is
I'm
about
gonna actually mute you, so
yeah, no, totally.
So I can concentrate, so
go for it.
I'll see you guys on the other side here.
Alright, Ash is heading over to fight the Dragon Lord. So, Dragon Lord has 2 phases to him. The first phase, Dragon Lord 1, is pretty straightforward. He's different in that he's got more HP than Dragon Lord 1 on NES, and has access to more dangerous spells, the most dangerous of which being Sleep. He doesn't cast Stop Spell on you, he just casts Sleep. So sometimes you get Sleep locked and killed. That being said, he's going to count hits up to 7 and try to stay above a particular HP threshold for Dragon Lord 2, so that on the first turn, he doesn't just get wiped. Dragon Lord 2 is a pretty interesting fight. He's got 350 HP, and he follows a fairly strict rotation of attacks. On Dragon Lord 2's first turn, he'll breathe Violent Blaze. On his second turn, he's going to use a physical attack. On his third turn, he's going to use one of 2 weak-style breaths. And on the fourth turn, the most RNG turn, is a choice between a weak breath and a physical attack. So what he's going to be doing during that phase is preemptively healing or not to keep his HP above certain thresholds on each turn in order to cut off the potential for being killed over the next 2 turns of attacks should the Dragon Lord, you know, go, say, second and first with no intervention from Ash. Let's see how Dragon Lord's going. He's trying to keep himself above 40 HP in order to not end up getting killed by things like Firebane. Alright. He's in reasonably decent shape for Phase 2. Let's see how this goes. Alright, so Phase 1, he's going to do Violent Breath, so he's going to heal more against that, and now he's above the threshold to attack for the next 2 turns. On turn 4, he's going to need to heal. And this is a turn where you can actually use an herb to heal if you're over a certain threshold on turn 1 or 2 or 4. Nice Kaishin no Gichigeki. He's pretty much in the bag now. Let's see where in the rotation he is. Oh, I think he may have miscounted.
Yes, I'm sorry guys, I miscounted.
Hey, yeah, I saw that Violent Blaze at 66, and
let's repel.
So that's unfortunate. When that happens, the only thing you can really do is just march right back on in and try and kill him again. Yeah, that Dragon Lord one looked a little aggressive with its healing. I saw you entered phase 2 with 64 MP, and that's
Yeah,
that's kind of the threshold for being in a tough spot.
That's what I was thinking about, and because of that, I kind of lost track of where I was at. But it happens. That's okay. We need to stall for time anyway, right?
That's true. Ash is just taking one for the team to stave off the time for the race a little bit.
Alright, restock on herbs. Got another torch. I still have some extra keys, so we are fine there. Unfortunately, we aren't going to be finishing with the princess anymore.
No. Well, we tried.
We left her with the Dragon Lord.
Yeah, but Rotos, we don't need the race to take 3 hours. We just need it to take 3 hours until the race. In 72 hours. That's pretty reasonable, I think. That might be bonus stream material. I'll be honest, so I mean, I'd played Dragon Warrior before, but like, before I started speedrunning the SFC version, I had like, you know, a little casual playthrough. And having known where everything was, I still finished it casually in like 5 hours. They really, really shortened it by making the progression that much faster. Metal slimes are actually a pretty big deal too in this version of the game because they're worth 775 experience instead of 100 or so. 115, I think. And on Super Famicom especially, we use a bit of manipulation of input to make sure we get to hit them every turn. We can't stop them from running away or anything. We don't manipulate everything. It's pretty much just that input. Oh yeah, it's super short now. That Mad Knight Ash.
He wasn't too friendly.
No. That is the danger of Mad Knights in this place. They'll just sit there and spam sleep at you sometimes.
Neither is this one.
No, this doesn't look very friendly from where I'm sitting. Scary.
I do have an extra heal more that I normally don't, so...
That's true, your MP looks to be 108? 104. Okay, yeah, so you've definitely got like a full extra heal more, so that's very nice. That is kind of the nice thing if you if you get booted from losing to Dragon Lord. Not that anything's really that nice about being booted from losing to Dragon Lord, but when you go back, when you first fight Dragon Lord, typically, you fight him at level 18, but with level 17 MP, because you gained level 18 in here. Level 18 itself is actually a fairly big MP gain level. So, when you get booted and you revive and stuff, you typically end up with enough MP to, cast another heal more or something like that, if you were good with your seeds. I don't think anyone's tasked this version, or have they?
I'm not aware of a task. I have not looked for one, though.
I can tell you that a completely manipulated run that I've seen of the Super Famicom version was about 45 minutes. That's all I know, though. But that was actually done by a person, too. They did full-on, like, frame manipulation with their, like, that was actually a person. It looked like a task, but it was a person playing.
Alright, take 2 at this thing. Hopefully I could pay a bit more attention. I'm still pretty tired, actually, after last night.
Oh, jeez. It's alright. Focus.
Alright, see you on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Alright, let's see how this Dragon Lord one treats him this time. Hopefully not spamming heal more over and over again. So there's a heal more right on cue. Nice crit. And nice whiff on sleep. Oh, but there's heal more. And there's heal more. If he's at 72 effective MP or above by the time this fight is over, then, like, it's basically free. That's the threshold at which things start getting sketchy, is under 72. He's got 80, I want to say. Dragon Lord 2 is free at that point. It's far north of a 90% chance to win. And I'm sure he's going to pay attention this time. Ooh, nice. Alright, so turn 4, he's going to cast Heal More. And then he gets to swing and swing again, because the heal lines across those 4 set turns are 101, 64, 64, and 101. So he's following that as a guide to keep himself above lethal points of damage. Let's see, so that's turn 2, and he should be able to attack again on turn 3. Yep. So on turn 4, he's going to heal. Yep. And he'll be able to attack it again and attack again on turn 2. And he's going to have to heal now on turn 3. Alright, and he's still above that line, so on turn 1 he gets to attack again. Turn 2 he's going to have to heal. Turn 3 attack, and turn 4 he's healing with Heal More. There we go, got him.
Much cleaner that time.
Nice.
Helps not having to be worried about MP.
Oh yeah, you went in with 80. That's basically free.
Yeah. Alright, so now for the laggiest screen on the game.
Woo.
They decided to add all these soldiers, but they still didn't add as many as they did as the Super Famicom version, but look how laggy this is.
Oh wow.
And time.
Time was at the end of the king talking, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I got 150.52. Nice run.
Thank you. Thanks for the GG, guys.
Yeah, it's around there. You know, we'll count frames. We gotta make sure this this record-winning run gets counted accurately.
So we got this nice ending music. Fortunately, there's no scenes that you get in the Super Famicom version.
Yeah, they make up for that with the opening, though.
Yeah, that's right.
So I guess it's even. There's nothing better than the end of DQ2 SFC, though, with the party bringing Canic's coffin to his sister.
Oh, that is great.
I love that so much. Did you lose this? Here.
Alright, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned some stuff about this game. That was my ultimate goal, is to kind of spread some newer, some Dragon Quest games that you don't usually see, and don't have many people that run this either. But it's a fun little run.
I'm still interested. Now, if I can just
maybe
figure
someday
out,
you'll play.
Maybe someday my brain that's hardwired for like Turbo SFC will be able to actually interact with a menu in this game. It's so hard.
Yeah, so I don't know how I never mentioned it, but on the Game Boy Color version, there's only A and B buttons. You know, on the port, since it's portable. So they made it so A button always searches, and you can mash through text with that. But because of that, they had to put B on the menu. So in every other Dragon Quest game, A always opens your menu, and in this game, it's B. So it's really difficult to switch between games in the series and keep track. And you had do menuing correctly. But
It's pretty neat. We gotta dive into the tank sometime and figure out whether or not those 15 dragons is really the path.
yeah, that'd be interesting to figure out. It might be
it.
somewhere around 11, but
I want to see that one.
it would be my guess. But yeah, here's one thing I'll show off here that I just recently discovered just sitting here playing around with this game. If you look at I need to open a different file. I hope I have one that has this. Let's see.
Oh yeah, well, let's head on over to Call and get a puff puff.
All right, so we got these items here. You can actually, use them. Look at them. You got the Loto Seal.
Huh.
Grip the Loto Seal. A sense of courage swelled. And then you got the Rain Staff.
You are filled with determination.
Held aloft the Rain Staff, but nothing happened. And then the Sunstone.
I really wish I could just make it rain in the King's room.
Wait a second.
Just leave.
Wait a second.
What?
They missed something. They missed something in the translation. So for some reason, when you hit the Sunstone, it says Rain Staff.
Ash picked up the Rain Staff, looking under it for the Sunstone.
So just
but
something
nothing
they missed.
happened. I like that.
Nothing happens. But that's it. I guess, what do we have next? Dragon Warrior 2 Randomizer?
Yep. We've got Dragon Warrior 2 Randomizer next with, again, High Spirits.
Oh, we could do some Puff Puff.
Well, we could do Puff Puff too.
You want to do that?
Yeah, let's Puff Puff.
Let's do that.
Let's Puff Puff.
Let's
and
do
then
it.
Alright,
we gotta make our way over to Cole here. I don't think I've done it in this version before.
Oh man, no kidding. No kidding, Countess. Let's just skip the Rain Staff in this version entirely, because Sunstone is Rain Staff. Just take the Sunstone down to the Rainbow Drop Man.
I return to Cole.
Triumphant. And so the hero makes his way to the sauna and gets his just reward.
Hello, big boy. How about a powder puff massage? 20 gold? Yes, please.
A powder puff massage, huh?
Puff, puff, puff. Puff, puff, puff. Puff, puff, puff.
Yeah. I like how you have to lie on your belly for this Puff Puff.
Isn't it nice?
Oh, boy, is it ever.
These last three are really slow.
Blush.
Or no, last six. Puff, puff. Giggle. That's it.
Come again. Will do.
Come again. We will. Next time on Dragon Warrior.
Alright. I think that's it.
Alright, thanks guys. Stay tuned for Dragon Warrior 2 Randomizer. And the finale, the big Super Famicom race.